Still seems a little high-endy maybe. That seems within reason, I think. So our grandchild was born on April 11th. The morning of April 11th, I woke up sort of early and sat down and started writing the song that just kind of jumped in my head, and I sort of finished it, and I called it Prairie Winds. And later that day, we talked to our daughter in Boston, found out her daughter had been born, and didn't have it named yet. And I called her back, we talked the next day, and she said, well, we named her Abilene. And it's like after the bar. And her middle name is Lux, too. That's, I swear to God, I swear to God. And our daughter, Emily, is certainly familiar with those establishments, but they named her Lux because they had a friend named Lucas who just died very young, and Lux and Lucas. And Lux is a word for light, of course. And Abilene, she said, oh, Abilene is a word, an old word that means prairie or grassland. I said, really? I just wrote this song called Wild Grass and Wind. And so now our daughter she must have liked it because her latest tattoo on the back of one of her thighs is this little prairie scene with her name above it. The other part of the story is that on the 1-year anniversary, I guess, of our mom's passing, my sister and I, my sister and I went to her grave. My mom was a big fan of monarch butterflies, and we looked up and there was a tree on the top of the hill in the cemetery, and it was filled with monarch butterflies. And we just were dumbstruck. They were migrating to Mexico. It was that time of year, but it was still sort of amazing. And here comes a train. When the train goes, I'll play the song. Oh, let's see. Wait. I think it's a freight, because it's longer than the Amtrak. Either that, or there's a tidal wave coming. Okay. There must have been hundreds in the cemetery tree. They filled the air with rapture where bare branches used to be, like little flags, like migrating souls on the way to Mexico when the north wind blows. When it's time for leaving, when it's time to go, when it's time for living with the things you just can't know. Well, I knew your mama, I never knew your dad, never knew the troubles that you must have had, never knew where I was going, wasn't sure where I'd been, living in a strange world of wild grass and wind. Miles and miles of prairie where the tall grass grows. From a distant horizon, the north wind will blow. We're just butterflies on these great plains. The wind and the wild grass will still remain when we're time for leaving, time to go. When it's time for living with the things you just can't know. When it's time for leaving, when it's time to go, when it's time for living with the things you just can't know. When it's time for living,